Morning you guys, it's Karen and I'm back from holiday, back filming finally. A bit later than I had intended because I was busy and then I got a cold and was in bed for a couple of days. So finally here, we had a lovely holiday though. It was really nice to get away and then we had a lovely week at home. I'm here today with the Morphe haul. This was my first experience of ordering from Morphe, and I normally order Morphe from one of the beauty sites. Is it Cult Beauty or Beauty Bay? One of those that do Morphe, but I think they might have been sold out of this palette, or there was something else I wanted that they didn't do on that site. So I went directly to Morphe and it was a really good experience. You know, it arrived quickly, no problems at all. And this was actually 2 orders I put in. But this was what I was mostly going for. I had seen a review of it, and it's funny because I don't really watch YouTube, but it caught my eye and I had a look and I was like, oh, that looks really, really nice. So this is the Artistry Palette in a Vintage Rose 9V. I love that it's small, you know, that it's only got the 9 colours in it, but unlike most palettes, it's one that I looked at and was like, I like all of those colours. You know, there's nothing in there where I'm like, I wouldn't know what to do with that. It's one of those that, yeah, I can see a look with that, I can see it with that, with that, with that, you know, with all of them. And it's got a lovely cream colour that you can put on your brow bone. It's got a really nice crease colour. In fact, there's 2 colours you can use as a crease, and it's got an outer corner colour. And so not all palettes come with that. You know, a lot of them I have to find a separate colour to put on my brow bone, or a separate colour to blend, or a separate colour for the outer corner, and this to me has just got everything in it, and I think it's beautiful. So I'm wearing this middle colour on my lids this morning. I'm wearing the whole palette, but I've got that one on the lid, this one in the outer corner, and then I used this one for the crease. And I've always been really impressed with Morphe shadows, and I say always, I've only actually had 2 palettes, I think. I've got there's another one you guys know I love, I think it's 18T, that's obviously a bit bigger than this, twice as big as this, and that one is a really nice neutral palette, and I use that mostly for the mattes in there, but I love the quality of the shadows, and I really liked the Jaclyn Hill one, I can't remember the name of it, was it just Jaclyn Hill Cross Morphe? Really enjoyed that one. There's loads of palettes that I love from them, but they're huge and I just wouldn't go for those huge palettes. I think 18 is the biggest I'd want. You know, I don't like their big palettes. And there's a new one out, I think it's 35T, although it's sold out, that looks just stunning, and I'm very tempted to get it and decant it, you know, depot it, but it's such a lot of work, and you can sometimes end up ruining the shadows. That's what I did with the Jaclyn Hill one, because the Jaclyn Hill one was too big for me, and so I've reduced it down and put it in a little, what do you call those things? I had to get it out to have a look, a Z palette. So this is my Jaclyn Hill one, so I took all the colours that I love and put them in here. But this palette is just, I've used every single colour, and they're beautiful. They are, you know, if I say, you know, I love my Vise Art shadows and they're expensive, if I say my Vise Art shadows are a 10 out of 10 for quality, these would be like 9.5 out of 10, maybe even 9.7 or something. You know, they're such good quality. Like, I find them really easy to blend. They're not too pigmented. They go on really easily. They're just beautiful, really, really beautiful. So I think this is a lovely palette and well worth having. And to give you an idea how fussy with palettes I am, I got for my anniversary from my husband, I got the Natasha Denona Glam palette, and I don't love it. I used it 2 days in a row, and I was looking at it the 3rd day and I was just like, there's just no colours that I really feel like are going to work for me. So I actually bought the Natasha Denona bronze palette thinking that I would use that, and I know that hubby will ask me at some point, you know, are you enjoying that palette, and he would think it was the same one, but I don't even love that one that much. If I had to choose between the 3 of them, I would choose this Morphe one for sure. Not sure what I think of this top now. I feel like I look a little bit too much like should be working in a library, or, you know, going to school or something. Okay. Keeping on makeup, I bought 2 lip glosses. With the first palette, I bought 1 lip gloss in Satin, and I loved it so much I went and bought another lip gloss, and the other one is in Mercury. And I'm going to show you now me applying them close up, because I have them on today, but I have underneath the Stila liquid lipstick in Holy Chic. I have worn these on their own and they're okay. There isn't a huge amount of colour to them, but what I found is that these 2 colours, show you them in here, just don't look any different at all. You know, so looking at the description of them, I don't feel like they look particularly like those colours. Let me see if I do a swatch on my hand if they look very different. So So this one is Mercury and Satin. So that one is Satin and that one is Mercury. Yeah, they don't even look that different there, do they? So let me show you the close-up of me applying them this morning. Right, so this one is Satin. I'm going to put this on the right-hand side. I mean, it is over lipstick, so I suppose it does affect it a little bit, but... And then this one is Mercury. I don't think there's any difference, is there? So they don't look much different at all, do they? But I absolutely love these. These are Madison Beer lip glosses. I don't know who Madison Beer is, but this is a collaboration. I really like the packaging, I really like the brush, and I really like the gloss. And I am not really a lip gloss girl. I don't like sticky lip glosses. I've not been somebody that's, you know, constantly reapplies lip gloss. I like a lip gloss to feel moisturising, but for my hair not to stick to it, you know, for it not to feel sticky. And these are exactly that. They feel really moisturising. They stay on pretty well as well, because again, with lip glosses that I've used in the past, I found that you put them on and then you have to be that person that's constantly applying lip gloss, and that's just not me. But these stay on for a while and they keep my lips nice and moisturised, so I really, really like them. And like I said, I have used them on their own as well when I've just not wanted to put any lipstick on and just bunged these on almost as a lip balm. Then in my first order, I ordered this Morphe E48, I think that is, brush. I don't know what I had in mind for this. Maybe as a powder brush. I don't generally use bigger brushes for the things they're supposed to be used for, if you know what I mean. I can't remember what it said this was for, but it's fairly small. I think I was thinking I might use it for bronzer, but it might be a bit too small for that, or I might use it for all over face powder, because I don't usually use a huge brush for face powder. I might use it for blush. I just really like the look of the brush, and I was interested to find out if the Morphe brushes were soft. I don't buy brushes very often. I've got quite a few that I use. I've still got gaps though where, you know, I could do with a good... I've still not got a favourite bronzer brush, for example. Or ones that I have are not cruelty free, so I'm still looking to try and find cruelty free but super soft ones. Anyway, this arrived and I just love it. It is really, really soft, but it's a really firm brush. And so in my second order, I ordered another one, but the bigger version. So this is the E59. So you can see that one. It's a very, very similar brush, but it's just a lot wider and a lot bigger. I have been using them for different things and I haven't yet settled on what I'm going to use them for. This one I have used for bronzer. It is really good for bronzer, actually. I do like it for that. I've tried to use it for powder, but I'm just not on board with using a big brush for powder. What else? In fact, if I only just use this one for bronzer. This one I've tried for bronzer, and I've also tried it for blush. It's a little bit too firm for blush. It ends up, you know, just with a bit splodgy. So I'm not sure what I'm going to use this one for. It is actually quite good to put under eye powder on. Yeah, any suggestions welcome, but they're really nice. I really like them. They're just so soft but firm brushes, which is, I think, is really hard to find. So really good quality brushes. If there's any other Morphe brushes that you guys recommend, then let me know, because I'm also enjoying a Morphe brush that I was sent by one of my lovely YouTube friends, Holly, years ago, and I'm using it for foundation. I'm using one, I don't know whether it is a foundation brush, it's quite a big one, but I'm really enjoying that at the moment as well. So love those, and I would recommend those too. Randomly, I bought the Grandi Lash MD. I am currently using one called Killer Lashes, is it called? It was from Amazon, really inexpensive, and one of you guys had told me that you'd had really good results from it. I have not been having any results from it. I've been using it for a good 8 weeks now, so I'm going to continue on until it runs out. It just didn't work for me. Before that, I was using Revitalash Advanced. That's what I always used. But I heard, I think it was my friend Kristen talking about this and saying that this works for her. And I noticed that they had it on Morphe, and I've never tried this one. So it's just your usual, you know, eyeliner type one that you apply along your lash line. So I should use this afterwards, because when I'm using something that works, and actually my Revitalash Advanced had stopped working. I can't see where to get a genuine eyelash, and even the genuine eyelash no longer has the ingredient that it used to have in it. But when it works, I then sort of stop wearing lashes, because if I'm not using some kind of lash growth serum, my lashes are super short. You know, there's barely anything there. And the final thing I bought from Morphe was 2 setting sprays. I've not been somebody that's used setting spray over the years, and the only one I did use was the Urban Decay All Nighter, and I ended up with loads of it. I don't know how. I know I got sent one, but I also had a couple of mini bottles of it, you know, and I used to use it on days where I was meeting my friend for lunch, because that would be, I'd get up super early, put my makeup on, and I'd spend the day in Edinburgh shopping and then meeting her for lunch and then going for drinks. And so it wasn't a day where, you know, it wouldn't stop and touch up my makeup kind of thing. So I would use a setting spray then. Since the whole mask thing came in, I have been using my Urban Decay All Nighter and spraying it inside my mask, and it works. Like the difference, one day I wore my mask and like all of my foundation was on the inside of the mask. So the next day I used another one and sprayed inside it with the Urban Decay All Nighter, and barely any makeup came off. So I used all of those up, and I thought, well, let me try these, because I've seen people using them and I like the fact that they look like a sort of continuous mist, but not too aerosol-like, you know. So I got this one is the Mattifying Continuous Setting Mist, and then this one is the Mini Continuous Setting Mist. Oh, mini. I thought this one was a Mini Continuous Setting Mist. Well, that's so funny. This one isn't glow at all. This one is the original. If they'd have done this one in a mini, I'd have got it. This one is the Mattifying Continuous Setting Mist, because I was going to say that I get no glow from this at all. Well, no surprise. This is not a glow one. And I would say that they both work the same, and they're both as good as the Urban Decay All Nighter. So again, I've been spraying them inside my mask and also on my face as well. And it's not one, like I said, because it's a nice mist as opposed to an aerosol spray, it's not one you're going to choke on, you know. It's really quite refreshing. There's a tiny scent to it, but not very much at all. Yeah, I really like them, So they'll probably be a staple for me, but I'm happy to try other setting sprays. Let me know what your favourite setting sprays are, but these ones are really nice to use. I can't actually distinguish between these two. This one doesn't seem any more mattifying than this one, and this one does seem mattifying, if that makes sense. So you can see I've sprayed it, and you know, there's no, I think that's what made me think it might be a glowy type one, but there's no shine or anything. You know, it is, I wouldn't say it's mattifying, but if your makeup is matte like myself, so I've powdered and got a matte foundation on, and then I spray either of these on top, they both hold it on the same way, and they don't change the look of it, I don't think. So I don't see much difference between these. That's everything that I bought from Morphe. Not a single fail in there. They're all wins. So I'm really chuffed with those. Let me know what your favourite Morphe items are. And like I said, definitely let me know if you've got any favourite brushes that you use from them. I'll be keeping an eye on the eyeshadows to see if they come out with any more of this kind of size of palette. They do have a couple more, but not particularly ones. There's the lilac one, and the green one possibly I'm interested in, but I've got quite a lot of green colours in my Huda Beauty ones, and I just don't really use them that often, so I'm not sure what I think about that one, but I'll be keeping an eye out to see if they come out with any more smaller palettes. That's everything. It's lovely to be back. Thank you for watching. I'll tell you what I've got on that you don't know, so you know that I've got that Morphe palette, what is it called? Vintage Rose on my eyes. I've got those lashes that I've been loving, although today I'm thinking they look a little bit too big, but I'll link them in the description. They're from Superdrug. Foundation is the Kat Von D True Portrait Foundation in 112, I think it might be. Again, I'll list it. The only thing I didn't tell you was the blush, which is MAC Stubborn. It's a blush I've had for years that I do really like. You have to only use the tiniest tiny bit. I would like to replace it because obviously MAC isn't cruelty free. I still have some hope that one day MAC will announce they are cruelty free, and I will go in and spend a fortune when they do, or if they do. But that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.